And we are back here with another episode of Joe Boy Plays Games. Let's take a look at where we left off. We were playing Factory Simulator. Okay, let's take a look at this thing. Oh yes, I remember. We were playing Factory Simulator, and I left you right here, and I told you each one of these drills was going to produce 300 items, and those 300s cost 100 to repair, and then if you sold them, you would therefore have a $200 profit. 1, 2, 3 drills. Look at that, $639. But if you remember, we did sell a few things. We actually sold some speakers. So there we go, folks. It works. The math is king. Everyone loves math. They're like, well, why is that last one still going? How is that one working? Well, remember, I bought one repair kit, and we've already used a little bit. So let's go ahead and run through this and see what we're going to do. Today, we are going to add some more repair kits, getting it rocking and rolling. So how do we do this? I can either automate the repair kit, or I can move it one step at a time. So let's go ahead and teach you how to automate it. First, we're going to go ahead and put this one over here and rotate it down, because we're going to lean into that one. We're going to take this one and we're going to put it there and rotate it, boom, 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 and we're going to move this one out of the way. Got to get another splitter. See, notice we're still using everything we spend, we use. There is no waste. So with this is going green, red, and then goes in here. So this one needs to be on a 1-1 relationship. This one needs to be on a 2-to-1 relationship. As we get more of these, we'll go further back with the numbers. So let's get this thing started. I know I want to have at least 3 more of these things, which is going to cost $300. So let's go buy them. 3 of them, $300. And now everybody's got one in there, and it's working. The drills are back up and running, and this has got the spare, and it's starting to activate again. Notice we got 60. That means we have to have made some stuff. Let's go in here and take a look. Look at that. We got 16 of these guys. So let's sell them all. That's right. Boom, $400. We got some money to work with. Now, people keep saying, why are you just throwing all this away and selling it? Because it's just being used to be sold. We want to organize and take one step at a time, one resource at a time, and maximize what that resource can do. And today's resource, we are still doing tin. Tin is a great way to make money. It is more profitable to make items with tin and to make the speakers than the lock. Okay, for those who don't remember, if you were here and you missed the last episode, we determined exactly how much time it takes to make these items and what does it cost and how much profit per amount of time do you get. And when it comes to the lock, it cost $11.30 to make. Those are the resource cost, and you get $13.10 on the way out. So the beauty of that $13 is you make a $1.80. That's not really much profit. On the other hand, the speakers, their cost to making it is $21.60, and then you get $25 back. So that's a $3.50 profit. Give or take. And the reason why I say give or take is because there are 1% percentages that you gain with some upgrades. So, more than double the profit. We want that. We want double the profit and so forth. Now, the mouse, which has to be unlocked, it has, let's see, what does it take to make? Ooh, it needs a circuit. Now, circuits are more expensive. It takes a little bit more effort to make. And I believe the circuit requires iron. Yes, we have to get another resource, iron resource. So we can make circuits and make mice, but that's going to cost us. And then we got the other option here is the keyboard. The keyboard requires a circuit and wire, so no more things, but it requires plastic. Now, I think the mouse requires plastic as well. Is that correct? Yes, it requires plastic. That requires 2 plastic. That therefore costs $20 in cash every time you buy it. And the other one is 4, so it's $40 in cash. So you have to ball up and do the math. So what is the profit of a mouse? Well, the mouse costs, let's see, $42.04 to make all the components. It takes 60 seconds to make, and you sell it for 54. I believe it's a 54. How much you sell it for? $54. So your profit is approximately $12. And the keyboard, that actually costs you $57.09 to make. You sell it for $70. So you're making $12.50. So that is a much better deal. So you want to go ahead and focus on something that makes it easier for the same amount of time. This one requires more cash to put in, but actually less resources. So you don't have to make the components. And the components are kind of a pain to make. It takes more time. In fact, if you take a look at here, we have less components than we do wire. So we're still having the problem with more wire being built than components. So let's go ahead and focus on that first. So let's take this and rotate it there. And we'll just move that guy over there. And we'll just move this out of the way. Right, he's empty, so we don't need it. But he's always good to have a spare box. Okay, so we are, let's see, how much is being crushed? We got 1 and 3. Okay, and we got 3 rolling. So let's go ahead and plan on having a higher volume of tin. So if you're going to have a higher volume of tin, you can't just have one crusher, okay? And to know that, if we have both tin and copper running through here, or not copper and iron running through here, notice we have 91 copper over here and 5. So we're just blowing through and we're balling them up. And that's, of course, creating a bottleneck, which we don't want. But since we're just junking it to sell, it's not really that big of a deal. But for the moment, let's focus on trying to capitalize on improving and increasing how fast we are making these speakers, okay? And we see the bottleneck is right there. So let's go ahead and fix that. So if we're going to fix that, we need to, let's grab this and put it there, and we'll rotate it, pointing down. And then we're going to want, let's see, another one of these right there. And that's going to go down, and I'm going to want a heater because you're still going to need to heat it. And that's going to go there. Okay, now it's a good time to move some stuff. Yeah, so we're going to have to move a whole line because we got to make a splitter. And we're going to put that splitter there for right now. And that splitter's already rotated. We want green to go that way. That's fine. I can do that. So let's go ahead and move this whole row. Okay, so we're going to try to move this whole row like that. And we're going to move it down 1. And then insert that splitter right there. Okay, that should help. And then we're going to take this and move it down 1. There we go. So with that, we should have only lost 1 resource. In fact, we can check. Do we have, there we go. There's that 1 resource. We can go ahead and scrap it. And that was my fault because I did my move slowly. Now we're going to build another wire. We're going to put that right there. Now, this one's going to take wire, put it here directly. This is going to take wire. So we no longer have to do 4 to 1. We can now do 2 to 1. 2 in there. Actually, let's do 1 to 1. And the reason why we're going to do 1 to 1 is because this is going to split 1 off and 1 here. And when it does, it's going to even these out, okay? And by evening it out, we're going to have This one's have 2. This has none right now. There we go. It has 1. So both of these are going to heat up with 1 each. And that 1 each is going to create 2 and 2. 2 are going to drop in here because all of them are going to here. And here 1 is going to drop in here. And the other one's going to go into this. With that, when they double up again, 2 are going to drop in here. So this will have 5. And then this one will have 1 more, making it 6, and 1 going in here. So this will grow at a slower rate of speed, allowing this to catch up and make more speakers. Okay? But is it perfect? Are we there yet? Have we accomplished the goal to handle the volume of growth that we want to have? Well, probably not. And we're already having a problem with electricity. We're at 14 out of 13. And so you know what? Let's worry about the electricity problem. So we are trying to build a nice simple path to make a quick, fast-paced production of speakers and therefore make money on that speaker cell because it is higher profit than the locks. We'll make locks later and all because you're still going to need them for some of the quests. I believe we got one with 4 locks here and one with 6 locks here. So we can do it for quests later on. But for now, let's focus on making some quick cash and getting some unlocks done. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at salvaging some of the resource so that I can use the cell over here. So I'm going to take the cell and reverse it with the warehouse. That means every single new item that is made here, every speaker, is automatically sold and added to our money. We don't have to tell it to do it. It will do it automatically. And now all the plates and stuff are going to go in here that we would have sold. We can always sell it if we need to, if we need the money. But for right now, we're just collecting the resources. And that can be a benefit. We don't need a whole lot of money now since we're making $25 every once in a while. So let's unlock this area. Boom. And we're going to have to increase our power grid. So first, we're going to go get some coal generation and put those down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sounds like a good amount. Boom. And we're going to need a couple of those splitters. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Now we're going to split them this way. And that way. And that way. And we're going to rotate them. So 1, 2, do. And people are like, why do I got that one on the end? Well, for those who told you, this is a live working thing. So since it's live, we want to be able to just click on that and there, and we didn't lose any resources because we were able to do that. This one should be with red equals 1. This one red should now equal 2. This one red should now equal 3. This one red should now equal 4. This one red should now equal 5. And this one red should now equal 6. If you paid attention to the last game, you would understand it's going to drop 1 there, 1 on the red, and 1 on the blue. But if I tell it that it's going to put 1 on the blue, the next time it's going to come back here and only 1 on the red and 1 here. So these two are going to fill up way faster than these. So what I'm saying is I want 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the reds to go. 6 to go first, and then that blue. Then the next one gets 1, and 5 of the reds go, and 1 blue. So these actually will fill up a lot more evenly and make the distribution a lot smoother for the power plant. This is our little power plant that we're making, and we want that power plant to stay running no matter what we do. Okay? And notice this one already has 1. This one doesn't have any yet, and so forth. And they're going to grow slowly as the need hits. Okay? Notice these are going to stay operating. This one's got the spare one in there. This has already used it, and so forth. And you're going to have to make sure we have enough money to pay for those the extra costs for those repair kits, and each one's 100. Okay. So we've got an empty box. We'll just leave it down here, and is this making a difference? Are we getting any increase? Okay. Well, we got more money, and let's take a look at this. And we see we have considerably more rods than these. So we've still got to work it out. We've got too many. So let's go ahead and add 2 to there and see if that makes a difference. This is still a one-on-one because we want to have twice as many go in here, then drop down to see if we can't even this out just a little bit better. Again, this is a work in progress. There is a mathematical formula that will make it perfect, but you have to have the exact number, and it draws a lot more power that way. So, and we're not pulling enough product to be worth doing it yet. Okay, notice we have overage, over 100 overage. So that is an issue. So let's go ahead and you know, we can work towards solving that issue just a little bit. Let's go ahead and just make a run that just goes ahead and does something with the iron. Now, we talked about iron. In the future, we plan to make mice and keyboards, and that requires these that need an iron plate. So we need iron plates. So let's go ahead and just pull some iron plates down. We could make some locks in the future, but that's going to need iron plates as well. So let's go ahead and just start making a bunch of iron plates. So let's go ahead and we're going to make a that guy over here. And then below that, we'll go ahead and put a furnace, right? We always need a furnace. Keep the timing right. And then after that furnace, we are going to put an extruder. Or no, hydraulic press, my bad. Hydraulic press, boom, and that is going to make plates, okay? But we want to keep those plates. We don't want to throw them away. We want to keep them. So for now, let's go ahead and put this there. So that'll work. So what we're going to need is a filter. And let's see, we want to tell it that if we find iron ore, to put it down. Makes pretty much sense. So now we're going to move it in place. So we're going to put on the move button, and we're going to highlight these right here. Okay. And we're just going to move it over 1 and then put that in place. Boom. I might want to, since we've got the extra space, let's go ahead and throw those there, and we'll just let's having fun today. Maybe I need to zoom in a little bit. It's not liking what I'm trying to do. There it goes. Zoom in a little bit. And I forgot. That's why. I didn't put the move button on. See? It's important you got the move button on. So we're going to move that over too. And then we'll highlight that and move that up there. And boom. That looks good. Let's undo that. And well, that looks very busy. So we have all our iron coming down and filling up and making a storage of plates. And then we have everything else coming in here and making storage of random plates of both copper and iron. We want to keep the iron, but we don't need the copper, so let's go ahead and highlight them all and sell them. Here's some quick money. And that way we can keep the money rolling. And this one is going just fine. So we are now collecting these here, and in order to make, what was we wanted to make? We wanted to make circuits. To make a circuit, we needed a circuit maker and 2 of those. That's going to be loads of fun. Well, folks, we've run into a little problem because we're not getting enough tin. So we're going to need more of these drills. So let's unlock this guy over here. That blows through a lot of our money. Do we even have enough for a drill? No, we don't. So we're in a conundrum because we have increased production dramatically here and getting the resources in here, but it's still taking 20 seconds per. And that is a load of time. Okay, so this one takes 7.5. This one takes 10 seconds to take one of these and put them into 2. Once you get 2 of them in here, you got to put 4. It takes 20 seconds to fill that up. It's taking 20 seconds to make. So with that, you don't need this to go anymore. So let's turn that green into 0. And let all of them come in here, which means this should be getting quite a lot more. The question is, how do we deal with that? Unless we make more. That would be a way. We're just going to make more. But we'd have to have more tin, wouldn't we? How do we get more tin? How do we get more tin? I guess we got to sell. So we take it and we sell it all. And we take those speakers and we sell them all and we got some money. And we go ahead and build another one of those. And put that there. Rotate it. Oh, yeah, we got to turn it on. So let's turn that guy on. Boom. And we've got some movement. So we have increased it now by 25% because we were at 3. And so now we're at 4. So originally we doubled. And of course, it has what we call the rule of diminishing returns. You make less and less as you get bigger and bigger. So how do you plan for this? How do you make it work? Well, we didn't seem to do a whole lot today. We've been here for a little bit. We're recording, we're producing. But what did we do? Well, we've made a complete shaft that just makes our profit off of the copper plates. And we could keep selling those all day long. We've got some iron plates, but I think I want to save those because we got some in here when we got the iron plates coming in. And we're going to need those for making circuits. How are we going to make those circuits? It's going to be a real pain to make circuits because we're having such a slowdown on income. Because we need more. So let's draw that there. Boom. That makes sense. And we're going to need one more of these. Yep. Right there. And going to need another heater or furnace. Right there. Boom. And yes, we need yet more wire mill. We're out of money again. You know what? I'll go ahead and sell you. I could always get more. So, with that, we should have enough to get that wire. Boom. And put that there. Okay, now, with that, again, we're still out of money, so I'm going to tell those to point into there for now. And I should be safe to turn on that. So now it's going to go all 3 ways. Okay? Tin's going to go in, and it's going to flip back and forth, and it's going to fill all 3 of those nice and evenly. And so now all 3 are moving, and they're filled up, and we're getting a decent volume to fill them up, heat them up, and get them rolling. Now notice if this takes 20 seconds to build one of these, because it's going to take 10 times 2 is 20 seconds. It takes that to make one, and you need 4 of them. That's going to be 80 seconds, and this only does every 30. So 80 seconds is a lot. So you're going to need 2 of them to be more efficient. Okay? So what do those cost again? Anyone remember? I think they were 50. They were 50. Have anything to sell? Yep, I can sell all that. Boom. And we'll take that money and we'll buy one. Boom, and drop it there. Now I'm at the bottom. I really don't want to go down there, so I'm going to go ahead and program to do that. One that way and one that way. That works. And this one, I will put a converter going up. And how much does the circuit thing cost? 50. Have anything to sell? Not enough. Oh my gosh, not enough. See, never have enough, do you? Never have enough. So, we're looking at the math. While we wait to earn a little bit of money, I want to tell you a little bit now. For those who don't know, we're here on my son's main page. My son runs the Tiberius Show. He is a kid that interviews adults about what they do for a living and how to make the world a better place, and why in the world would a kid want to grow up and do your job. So please take a look at his channels, hit that subscribe button, help him out, and get people to pay a little bit of difference to the Tiberius Show on YouTube and help him grow his channel. A lot of people say, how do you keep the games running and keep it moving even when you're not there and all that? Well, there's this lovely little tool that I found on Amazon. And I'm going to show you this tool. It looks like this. And what it is, I'm going to put that nice and close to you. And it is slightly moving back and forth. And what its purpose is when you're playing a game, you can grab your mouse and put your mouse on top just like that. And that is going to keep your mouse moving in your game. I know, cheesy, isn't it? So, it is a great way to keep your mouse moving in the game. If you don't want the game to close or you don't want to lose your game, now if you're like my son, you're playing Roblox or this and the other, you have these games that are idle games, you can keep the game going by just utilizing that little function. That is found on Amazon. It will keep your mouse moving constantly, so it's very handy to stop games from noticing that you are not there. Do you think they made this thing because of gamers? No. People work from home, and the bosses are checking in to make sure they're working. And so it lets you know whether or not they're at the computer moving their mouse. This will let you get past that. This will let your boss think you're working, even if you're busy doing laundry or playing with the kids. So, should you get it? That's up to you. But it is a great product when it comes to getting past some of the time limits on different video games. If you don't want to do idle time or paper money in this game, let me take a look. I guess there's a paper money option where you are not playing. You are able to get more time. And let's see. I don't know where that is. It's somewhere along this list. There is an area. Yes, Money Machine. On that Money Machine, the sync has failed, but in the Money Machine, if you had been offline, it will then print out and give you money when you're offline. Problem is there's always a small percentage based on what you would have gotten if you were in the game. So, let's go ahead, and we've got a little bit of money, and we can focus. Let's see, what does it take to make that circuit? It was going to be 50, right? So let's go ahead and grab that and put it right there. Boom, there's our 50. And we can rotate it to go there. And we're going to need one more item, I believe. Boom. And then we're going to switch that one and that one. So that way this circuit, if it makes anything, will go in there and automatically store it. And this will take those resources and pop them up. So that should work. Next, I got to rotate this so that we get all our wires, since we just wasted one. Yeah, we wasted a wire by putting it there. And so we're going to be getting a lot more of these in here a lot faster than we want. So we may end up putting a splitter to offload some to the side so we can sell it and make some money, or at least store it for a bit. Let's see, where do we want to spend our time and energy? This is being made already. Notice there's 4, it's out the door, and so that's going to increase this volume quite a bit and allow us to make our products faster. So in the meantime, we're going to need to put another one of those splitters up here, and we are going to rotate it there. Now notice this one has 1 1, this one has 2 1, this one should have 3 1. Now I can take this and move it here. Again, it's about even distribution. You want to evenly distribute your stuff and let it run. Okay? With that, do we have enough money to buy another sales thing? Sales things are $100 and we're at 64. How much cash do we have? Can I sell it all? There we go. So let's go ahead and make another sales. Boom, we'll put it right there. And then we'll just switch those out. So now all that iron, we don't really need the iron, or not the copper right now. We'll just let that go and be sold. And then we actually want to save all those circuits. Let's see, do we have anything in there? So we're going to take this and put it right next to it. And then we can unload it all into the warehouse. So this, unload it all in the warehouse. There's no major need to save it. If it's in the warehouse, it can be sold directly from the warehouse. So that's very handy. So you want to make sure to unload, get all your boxes in there, unless you're moving stuff around, which is great for later game when you're making larger and more expensive items. But right now, we're just trying to keep it simple and keep it clean. Notice 0 power problems the entire time. We have grown our power grid to match what we're needing and what we're utilizing. Notice now 18, 4, 5, 6, 26, 30. So you can see that there were 30 in there when we first distributed. Nice even distribution for all the new ones. They're nice and even. No one's having any major problems. That's what you want. You want a nice, clean, and simple. It's always keeping your power usage to be minimum, so you're never dropping. And we're still making our resources a little at a time. Do we want to unlock? Do we want to unlock the keyboard? Or do we want to undo a blueprint? You know what? Well, let's do an improvement. What people don't realize, guys, is the improvements are really, really handy. One of the good research, one of the good improvements is the research improvement. That increases the amount of research points you get for every item. You also can get more money when you sell an item. And that doing it early on is very handy because, of course, it gets you more money on the get-go. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and do the research because I think that one's worth more. And it says, am I sure? Yes. So that's going to give me 0.5% more. But 0.5% more is a significant difference as it keeps building again and again and again. We're making money. We've got a simple thing. We've added 1 extra drill. We've cleared out and opened up 2 more areas. Our power grid's perfect. We are automatically selling and producing. These are nicely out of the way. We already have our first circuit. So as you can tell, we are on our way to be able to make keyboards. We have a nice collection of components. So things are being produced, things are moving, and we're getting to the next step, which are soon to be a keyboard, which makes more money than the mouse. So instead of unlocking the mouse right away, do the keyboard so we get more money. In particular, it makes 7.1 of the research. So 7.1 of research, that's a lot more valuable. Actually, it's 7 actually at the level that we're at. Let me take a look. Yeah, 7 for the level that we're at. So it will be 7.1 after that upgrade is done. So as you can see, it makes a big difference for the math for doing keyboards than mice. Okay, it's the same minute. Okay, it still takes 60 seconds to build. So if it's going to take 6 seconds to build, then we might as well spend it the other way and still make a $12.50 profit. So with that, I think it's a good time to pause. I don't know about you guys, but I think it's a good time to pause. We've got a pretty decent move here. We've got our power working, and everything seems to be relatively even. So I'm going to go ahead. Let's see. How many? I got 1 there. 0, 0. That one's almost out. And 0. So I'm going to go ahead and take this, and I'm going to move it to this one. One of the handy part is when you see a discrepancy like that, this one already has more and more, and I really want to fill those up next. I'm going to put it here, and it just fills up these two. So you can just move this along the line and then purchase what you want. And so that really helps on managing your flow of how many that you're getting. Okay, you can evenly see that these have more than those which are almost out. Okay, so we don't want it to run out, but we only have enough to make 2 because they're $100 a piece. So we're going to say, let's go ahead and make 2. Let's buy them. And now 1 got dropped here, 1 got dropped here, and just like that, we got fresh increased productivity. Okay. Oh yeah, a catch. When you look at what this does, this repairs 250. It does not repair 300. A drill gives you 300, but the repair kit only does 250. So remember that math, how I said you'll make $200 profit? That's why people go, oh, but you got the 40% that's going to be not profit because you're going to use it in power. Yes, that leaves 60%, but you are losing the extra 50. So 50 individual units. And that's why on average you're going to make $200 just for raw materials. If you want to use and sell the raw materials, $200 is $200. No one can complain. Now I'm going to go ahead and move this back. And as you can tell, we have more than 250 available on each and every item, which makes it nice and easy to let it sit and run forever long. And so next week we will go ahead, or next video we will go in and we will expand this a little bit further. But as you can tell, the operation is running considerably faster. They are consistently making more and keeping this running more often. And that's what you want. You want this running at a constant speed. You never want this one turning off. Now it's going to. We're still not perfect yet, but it's running considerably more often than it was before. And this guy here is still pumping out product, so we now have 3 of these. Notice it's a nice slow process. The cost of that keyboard only costs 1 of them, so we see it's going to take some time. So we got to make sure to plan ahead. If it takes 60 seconds and these take 40, keeping this full is going to be hard. We're going to need another one of these assemblers in order to be able to keep that full, because it's just not working. We're not getting a volume fast enough. So we're going to need to split this off one more time to make 1 more of these before we're pretty much at a decent speed in making product. But for now, we will do that when we come back. So for now, we're going to go ahead and stop and say thank you so much for watching Joeboy play games. I hope it was as entertaining it is for me to play this game, for you to be able to watch. I realize we're still in level 1. We're still in the slow area. But if you do the slow area right, if you do it right, you do it carefully, you plan it out now, it makes the larger part of the game way, way faster. And I have on my cell phone, my game is so massively large and all that. And taking the steps to build each part of it correctly to be efficient will make the rest of the game so much easier. If you build an inefficient base, that inefficiency, when you get that diminishing returns near the lower end game, those diminishing returns are going to bite you. It's going to hurt a whole lot not to have an efficient base. So my goal is to look at the numbers, even though they're fractions of, oh, it's only 10-cent difference, making sure you get a clean-cut, organized factory that keeps a constant flow of sale, constant flow of production, and no power losses, so you're not losing anything for no reason, and your income keeps growing. Thanks again for watching Joe Boy play games, and I am going to be out of here.